What's up? Welcome to the strip. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the app. Coffee Talk app. Yeah, it's your boy Big Dean, and I'm tapping in. Y'all know how I do. I just want to jump on some shit real quick with y'all and see if we can get there. You hear me? So, first of all, shout out to all my subscribers, new and old. Shout out to all my supporters, new and old, and continual supporters. Shout out to the cash appers who see progress and development and positivity. And I just send a thank you and a shout out to y'all. Shout out to the people I mess with. So that's shout out to Kwame Brown. Shout out to Wax Dog. Shout out to Coolin and the crew. Shout out to T3, the Polar Bear. Shout out to the Star Report. Shout out to Urban X Podcast, man. Shout out to Sarah Sutin Seti. Shout out to Sonetta TV. Shout out to Miss 504. Shout out to so many more that have platforms that's worth watching, that's worth dealing with, that's worth being entertained by. So let me just get into it real quick because I see a lot of people posting and they're disgusted with Joe Rogan. Oh, Joe Rogan used the N-word over and over and over. We got some old footage of Joe Rogan using the N-word over and over and over. What are you surprised by? Or what are you upset by? Let me bust it down to you. This would not have been the first pale-skinned person that you've heard use this word continuously. Why are you so offended now? Also, what do you care for? What do it matter for that he used that word over and over and over? Because let me tell you something. Did you watch today's news? Oh, sorry. Did you watch your favorite show today? Oh, excuse me. Are you catching the NBA game today? Is your favorite team on the court? Oh, I'm sorry. That matters to you? How? Because those particular races weren't caught saying it. Those team owners are racist. Those $40 million slave plantation owners are racist. You hear me? The media outlets are racist. The problem is, y'all don't have anything else to do but to try to gain algorithm by talking about Joe Rogan said the N-word. He said the N-word. He said the N-word. Did you purchase Eminem's albums? Because he said some pretty vile things about black women back in the day, and you still support that. There's a lot of things that you still support, knowing its agenda is totally against you. And you don't say anything, but you choose to speak out on little small tidbits here and there to gain likes and shares and some attention. Really? That's what we doing? That's how we do it? Y'all concerned about Joe Rogan? The situation with Joe Rogan is pretty much like the Snoop Dogg situation, except for the color coding here leaves a lot of nitpicking and choosing when, how, and where to discuss or bring up what you want to discuss. Let me show you the parallel. Now, by no means is this fight equal. By no means have these two people had to endure or endear the same situations in life. What I'm merely showing you is the mirror in the agenda that's being displayed to distract you from what's really going the fuck on around here. You see what I'm saying? So Joe Rogan, now he getting under heat and all this from the majors You know what I'm talking about? And all the what y'all would call mainstream, because the power of his podcast and the chosen conversations and dialogues that take place over there. You hear me? Now all of a sudden, this so-called, I'm not gonna say so-called because he apologized for it, but now all of a sudden here it comes. Snoop Dogg buys death row. Now all of a sudden, here comes some old hen from 2013. All of a sudden, oh, he touched on me. All the time you see him in the media, all the time you see him making moves, he's been making moves. It wasn't until what would be probably considered the greatest move in his career to when this particularly happens. Look at the timing and pay close attention. Why do I bring those situations up? Because there's a great underlying situation that's taking place right now that's way heavier than all of that. We always sitting around talking about some, well, we will. How we gonna change something? Ain't nothing gonna change. It is what it is. And in the same, and another breath is, oh, we need to help our communities and save our communities. I mean, you're not even properly trying to educate your communities. Right now, you know what y'all should be doing? Y'all should be bunkering down and getting y'all some protection, some water, some firearms, and shit like that. Because what you don't know is under your fucking nose, America is on the brink of war. Now, I know a lot of y'all are youngins, and some of y'all that's my same age and some of y'all that's older are totally oblivious of what's going on. And this is why you guys be oblivious, because I see a lot of y'all talk that shit about, well, I research and I study, and you don't do your entomology. And when you don't understand the words that's being spoke to you, when you don't comprehend the words that's being spoke to you, when you can't even barely pronounce the words that's being spoke to you, the message within the reading is distorted and will not be received by the reader. So a lot of you are watching the same media outlets and coming across the same information, but with a lack of over, inner, and understanding, you just simply read the words that you saw, or you just simply watched the video that you watched, and are still none the wiser to what's going on. I would advise you to pay very close to a historical movement called the Cold War time framing, and pay attention to what's happening right now. Start to over, under, and understand the language that's being spoke to you so you can have some direction, so you can have some educated movement going on out here. You worried about Snoop Dogg. Who gives a rat's? You know what? I'm going to give you the dog truth for what I believe. I believe he guilty. I believe he did whatever she said he did back then, though. Am I saying it was okay? No, but what I'm saying is she put herself in that situation, and I'm not one of them dudes who gonna keep on trying to take the fall for these women that's always talking about some, well, it still don't give you a right. Man, let me tell you something. When you put yourself in them situations, just same way that y'all sit back and say, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? The nigga in jail shit, he was selling all that dope. But when he was giving you money and doing for you, the shit was cool. So what we saying is, while you out here flaunting and running your little rabbit tail around every type of party and every type of celeb that you can get behind, and you get in them close quarters and shit jump off like this, I need you to be accountable first. Then, you hear me? I'm not saying that it's ever okay, though, to commit these acts. I'm not saying that I'm okay with that shit at all. But what I'm saying is it's a two-way freaking street. Now, I'm going to tell you why I think he did it. Man, who did they say he was with? Huh? Who they say he was with? Now, if any of y'all familiar with that lifestyle, you hear me? If any of y'all familiar with the pimping was pimping and peeing pimping out here, then you know that perhaps there's a 90% chance that that happened, maybe just a little bit to the left of what she's saying it is, and maybe she's an opportunist. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that's what's going on. Y'all got to pay attention to this stuff. Really. Keep your eyes peeled. Pay attention. Take notes. Do your research. Damn. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say to y'all. Start to exercise your brain. It's a muscle. As I've said in several videos, don't just watch this one. Roll down here. Look at some of the titles in some of those videos. My shit don't clickbait. It mostly be in context. And that's pretty much why people probably go past some of them. Because you don't want to deal with literal. You want a nigga to say some crazy shit so you can click on it. So you can see some fuck shit so it can distract you from what you really should be doing out here. This channel ain't that. No. And when I start going live, this channel won't be that. You'll come over here with the bullshit, get your ass chewed up, and spit out. You hear me? And we worried about Joe Rogan's and his decision, what he was saying the N-word. And we worried about Snoop Dogg and what's going on over there. How many of y'all worried about the teachers that's at the schools if they saying that N-word behind closed doors and treating your kids like shit? How many of y'all worried about the doctors that could be doing the same thing, or the lawyers that could be doing the same thing, sinking y'all kids when y'all paying all this money for these cases and to find out that you lost the case anyway? What are y'all talking about? What are we doing? Is this where we at? Is this where we at? We at Joe Rogan says the N-word repeatedly. Snoop takes some butt juice in 2013 and she just now come out after this and woo woo woo. The same things that happened to several other people that I probably just not gonna name right now, because for what? The pattern is clear. People right now is continuously, as I continually say, is choosing to be stupid, choosing to be lazy, choosing to say, oh man, it is what it is. It's just going to be like that. What can I do? You can sit your goofy ass right there like you've been doing. You can stay broken. You can stay a nobody to the world. That's what you can do. You can stay out of the way for the people that's moving and shaking. Because if you ain't a mover or a shaker, then it's 9 times or 10 times out of 10 that you one of the shooken and fallen. You hear me? We can't keep doing this. Let's get on topic. Let's put some dialogue out there for these people. For real. I'll be right back though. I ain't going nowhere.